Alright, good morning everyone. Huge day for me, guys, to start off the morning. Huge day for me. Really nice trade on JAN. Perfect textbook pre-market long setup for me, guys. Doesn't get any more textbook than this. Uh, Great overall volume, great price action, clear cut soaking on the bids, refilling on the bids. Doesn't get much easier for me than this, guys. Was a really nice setup for me. Uh, I wasn't able to size into it, as much as I wanted to because, I said coming into this week, I'm gonna size down a little bit. Historically, Thanksgiving week, is a little bit lighter on the volume, but JN already proving us wrong, already up 160%. So I was only able to get 4,000 shares on an A plus setup like this. I really like to size up big. I like to go big on my A plus setups. They don't come around every day, guys. A plus setups. You gotta hit hard when they come. And JIN was that A plus setup for me. So let me dive into this trade. I also have some other good tickers on the watch list as well. So let's jump into JIN right here. So I'm gonna pull up my entries and exits over on JIN. Just give me 1 second here. Just gonna load up the Discord chat. All right, so JAN. Here's my chart. You can see here, it's scaling in here. 460s. It's getting in here 460. It was bids here. They were soaking. They were refreshing here. So I was seeing a lot of soaking there at that 460 level. So that was a key area for me. I was willing to risk that 450 level. So it was really, guys, risking like 17, 18 cents of risk on this play to potentially make 5 plus. My target on this thing was $5, five and beyond. On JN. So just want to show you guys those are my entries and exits. I'll post P&L if you guys want to see that as well once I'm done with this live stream. So JN, guys, what was I seeing here? So first off, we have a 1 million in float stock. We do have a news catalyst over on JN. 8K was posted over in Discord chat. And the first thing I noticed about this was the volume, guys. We're doing massive volume bars here in the 1 minute. I like to look at the baseline volume. So we're doing 40K bars here on the 1 minute chart. That's eye popping to me. For this type of float with this type of current price that we're trading at. So I was watching. I was saying watch, guys, for dips in the Discord chat. We got this first little pullback here, and this is where I was entering 460s after seeing some soaking here. I was adding more here 460s. And also offered another opportunity right here in this this dip here right around this 470 mark, risking this 450 mark. So you had a clear cut level to risk that 450 line here on JN. So map out that 450 line, also map out this $5 line on JN. And like I said, selling some here 490s, just a safety sell right here 490s. And then selling the rest 550s, and then my last sell was at $6, and here we are at 670s now on JN. So really going here. You see we had some really nice volume push over here on $5 over on JN. So just a really nice play in terms of overall price action volume. This is what I like to look for when I'm taking pre-market long, guys. So everyone, screenshot this chart and study this for the next time we get another opportunity like this in the pre-market, because this is what I like to look for in terms of the volume and in the in the price action. So JN, coming into the open, we got to see how it looks at open. Sometimes we see stocks have great pre-market action, and at the open it's just a dud, and it gives back, and the price action looks really weak. A lot of big time change in momentum. So we got to see going forward into the open, are we gonna continue trading this good volume and good price action to the open? We got to see. So I mapped out, a $5 line, 450. I'd say below 450 would probably be backside. So we could watch this, this $5 area. I also want to map out this candle right here. We had this pullback here. So you have a 550 mapped out, $5 and 450 over on JN. So we can watch potential, weak opens into our lines. And we'll see what it goes. See what it looks going from there. Heading into the open. So looking at the daily chart here, we are gonna have some a little bit of a resistance here. We had a 12 million in volume day. So I'm gonna map out the 750 line. This is gonna be a overhead mark here. Also gonna map out the high of this day right here. this 927, and then who knows, maybe we get up to this $10 mark. It is possible, guys. With this volume we're doing, it's definitely possible we could be seeing this thing, go really parabolic this morning. Also had another day here. We did 20 million. So it has gone on some rips in the past. JAN has gone on some rips in the past. You can see here. And you can see on this day right here, you opened up at 349, hit a high of 759. So it does have a history of going on some spikes. So alright, so these are all the lines I mapped out on JAN. Just one more time if you guys want to look at my lines here. So alright, JAN gonna be a top focus heading into the open here. I do have some other tickers. I did write down. Yep, SSI is one of them. I'm trying to find, where's my list? Alright, yeah, so EYEG is another name. So let me just pull up EYEG right here. Alright, so EYEG, this was Friday's runner. Is currently gap down here 4%. So looking at the the chart here, we set a lot of resistance. You guys remember on Friday we had a lot of resistance getting over 750. Clearly, someone didn't want this over that 750 line. Was really struggling right around that 750 mark. And there was some borrows Friday, so you potentially could see a squeeze today, especially if we get over 750s. So I think an area of interest for me would be 725s. 730s for a short, risking 750s. If we could ever base over 750s, you guys could even look, possibly flip this long on EYG, because there were some decent borrows on Friday on this one. So we could see more of a squeeze here on EYG. It does also have a high IO and is a pretty thin name, so it is a little bit risky of a day two short. But if it does, you'll get that push and shove into that 730 mark. It does have some nice room down to the downside here. You can see we have this gap here all the way to this this 530 mark. So EYAG will be on short watch, but I'm being cautious on the name as it's thin. It's a thin name on EYG. Does have a high IO. So watching 720, 730s, risking 750s. 750s ever base could squeeze out a little bit more. We could have a day two move on EYG. Let's see what else we have on the list. SSI, yeah, guys, SSI. I'm still swinging SSI, guys. I still have some shares here. Obviously, I gotta be smart. I am up a lot here on SSI. I'm in from 330s at 450s right now. This is a massive play here for myself. Had this initial move on what was this, on Thursday or Friday? It was an earnings winner. Definitely looked like someone was taking a big position, on that that initial day one move. The bids were all over this one on that initial day it ran, and heading into today, we're on our third day. So what I like to look on these names, guys, is flushes, weak opens. For rally back on up. So we could be watching for weak opens. Flushes at opens to join trend for some more upside. So looking at the chart here, what's going on here? Looking at the chart, we could be seeing 425, 420s here, on pullbacks, versing that $4 move, $4 mark for some more upside here on SSI. So I'd say watch for flushes at open versus that $4 line. So I'd say 420s. 430s versus 4 for some more upside on SSI. I mean, if you guys are swinging it, just be smart. Don't get too greedy. I'll probably be looking for a possible exit this morning on SSI. So just don't get overly greedy if you've been swinging this one with me. Let's see, what else do we have? ASLN. All right, so ASLN, guys. This was very similar name to wow, down 24% this morning on ASLN. This one's down pretty big this morning. So ASLN, guys, this was very similar to BNGO. If you guys remember BNGO, we just had that that halt fest, just going straight up, same type of price range. This $1 name just continuing to squeeze into the circuit breaker halt. Shorts got pretty overconfident on the name, and they paid the price for it on ASLN. So heading into this morning, we're down 24%. ASLN, not a name that I'm too overly interested in. Just don't like the constant circuit breaker halts. Yes, I like halts, but when you get something like this, it's just a pain in the ass, and not something I'm overly interested in it. I would just say be careful, short or long on it. You don't want to get caught on the wrong side of this thing on ASLM because one thing you're short and then it squeezes into one of these holes and it has a massive gap up and there's nothing you could do about it. You can't even your stops in and next thing you know it gaps up 4.50 cents and nothing you could do about it. Stop loss can't get you out when it's in a halt. Same thing on the long side, guys. These things could offer, this thing could raise. I'm not sure. I didn't check their the filings on this one. I'm not sure if they have anything. Just look real quick. ASLN. So they do have a shelf, 1031. And let me see if it's effective. Yes, so they do have an effective shelf on ASLN. So just be cautious on this name here at ASLN this morning on the long side or the short side. Make sure you have some sort of game plan if you are looking to attack ASLN. Looks like this 150 area could act as some resistance on ASLN. All right. So what else we have? We have 7 minutes left. I'll take questions, guys, once I'm done with the watch. Just want to go over some quicker names real quick. Go over MYOV real quick. MYOV has been a really nice one. I think Come to Life has been swinging this one. MYOV does have a high amount of institutional ownership over on MYOV. I forgot the catalyst on this one, but I do believe it had a good catalyst on this initial day here. Traded 72 million shares, so huge shares traded on this day one move. Has been holding up ever since here in MYOV. Definitely one that continue to rally up. This one could definitely continue to rally up here on MYOV. So I would say you could look for weak opens to join trend here over on MYOV. Let me see. Looks like this 1380s mark could be a good area here. So you could look for your possible weak opens, 1380s, $14 to join trend here on MYOV. That could be an area of interest if you guys like this one along off these weak opens. Kind of made that similar pattern here. Was it yeah, so kind of made a similar pattern here. Had this rally out of the gates, sub VWAP, found some support right around this $12 line, started to base on up, and then heading into lunch, started to curl back over VWAP. Got this nice squeeze over 1250s. You can look for sort of a similar pattern here on MYOV this morning, and you could see we did close relatively strong on MYOV. So you guys know stocks that close strong have a tendency to have a rally the day after. Not all the time, but most of the time we do sometimes see continuation the following day. All right, I think that may be it. There are some swings. Some people DM me over the weekend saying, "Hey Nick, what do you think? About some of these names." So I'm gonna go over the names. I'm gonna go over some of those names. Maybe when we get like a slower period in the morning because we are 5 minutes. We are about to open in 5 minutes. I do want to prepare. So I'll go over some of those swing trading names. Right after once we get a slower period. In the morning session. All right. So that's the watch list. I would say top 2 watches for me is going to be JAN, and I'll be watching EYG, and also want to keep an eye on my swing trade on SSI. I may look to exit this today on SSI. All right, so sorry if I didn't. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Pal, what was the name of the site where you get an account if you prove you're profitable? It is TradeNet, but be very cautious using, that broker on TradeNet. I heard some mixed things on it. Some people saying it's credible. Some people I'm seeing they don't pay him out. Uh, so just be very cautious. Using TradeNet, but that is the account that does give you your funded money if you prove to be profitable. Nice, Casper. You had some nice trades on JAN. Very nice. What do I look for news release for Catalyst? I use Yahoo Finance for looking for Catalyst, and I use BAM SEC for filings. This one did have an 8K. You could find it on BAM SEC. A bunch of traders in chat posted it. Yeah, KZIA, another name, guys. I did post the news last night. I posted it last night on KZIA. I did have some positive news. Very thin name on KZIA. So heading into open here on KZIA, it's going to be a crazy one. I'll tell you that. Probably going to be a very crazy one. Going to have large spreads, almost too large for my liking, and just extremely thin names. So I mean, another one. You don't want to get caught on the wrong side of things on KZIA. In 1 minute, you're buying the breakout over $8. It could be back at 7. So definitely one. You don't want to be buying the breakout here on KZIA because it's really like gambling, guys. I mean, just a really thin name, and one big order goes through it, and you could be down a bunch. So be careful on KZIA. Not one that I probably going to be touching. I definitely think it has potential. Low flow for good catalyst. Definitely see it having some potential this morning in KZA. But so far, it's been a nice fader. Putting in lower highs, you can see lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So it's been a steady fader since the pre-market. I wasn't really paying attention to the tape too much on it. Wasn't really watching it. But I did see some people saying there's a seller here over right around the $10 mark. So be cautious on it. Wait for the technicals to set up and go from there. All right, guys, we are about to open on up. Let's all lock in. Let's be safe. Let's be smart. Take good setups. Don't give in the FOMO. Let me throw up the new scanners right here. All right, about to open on up here. JAN, guys, all eyes on this one. So all eyes going to be on JAN right out of the open here. So make sure you guys are sticking to your lines. Pretty overextended here on JAN. I could definitely see us pulling back here out of the gates. So let's be patient. Wait for your lines. Wait for your lines on JAN. Don't give in the FOMO, guys. The last thing you want to do is give in the FOMO and be a buyer here at $7. Not a smart decision there. All right, let me look at SSI. Yeah, SSI getting this this week open here, coming down to $4. If we crack 4, I may take profit there on SSI. I mean, already played it out enough there on that swing. Don't want to get too overly greedy and let it go red on me. Let's see. Let me throw up one more level 2. Throw up one more level 2 here. Let me throw up KZI. I see what KZI is doing. All right, so JAN guys found some support right around $6. Found some support right around that $6 mark. SSI guys, nice little bounce there off 4, back at 430s. Nice little bounce at 4, got that weak open. Well, how's EYEG looking? EYEG looking to see if we get any sort of pops on that one. So only 2 minutes into the open, guys. You guys know my style. You know, I don't like jumping in anything on the long side really out of the gates. Just like to be patient, you know, wait for these plays to develop. A lot of emotions right out of the gates. I just locked it up there in SSI. You know, definitely could rally, but you know, like I said, you know, I already met my targets on that one. So all out of SSI swing trade. But definitely could rally. Definitely could rally there in SSI. But you know, just wanted to you know, lock it in there. So JAN trying to consolidate over 9, trying to hold this 6. Excuse me, trying to 9, trying to hold this $6 line here on JAN. All right, so let me focus on the tape here. Let's pay attention to JAN right here. All right, JAN guys, pushing, trying to push over pre-market highs here. You know, did find some support right around $6. Would have liked to have seen a little bit lower. You know, I do have my first line at 550. Well, it's trying here. So it looks like it's having some trouble here, guys, right around the $7 mark. There's a double top right there. So 2 upper wicks there at that $7 mark. All right, here's another $7 test here, guys. Let's see how it looks here. Once again, guys, a tough rejection there at 7, guys. The bid just absolutely pulled there. It looks like someone definitely unloaded right there on JAN. Some big time unloading right there into that $7 line. And oh, man, that's a perfect example, guys. You know, why buying the breakouts is just so risky. It's just so risky. You know, these are not buy areas up here at $7. Especially seeing this thing have a double top here, right at 7, and then we get another $7 push. I mean, you just saw it get smacked down twice at 7. Clearly, is a big seller there, or someone, you know, loading up a big time short position. You know, right there, guys. You know, you're gonna have so many longs bagged now from that move. I mean, look how much volume he did, 643K. Bar right there on the sell side. So you know, not a good look right there for you know, getting in this thing long right now. I mean, you're gonna have so many bag holders here now who are underwater right now. Yeah, good point there, Casper. You know, That's the problem with on JN. The borrows were there weren't many borrows going around there in JN, and sometimes that happens. You just get too overly long crowded, and not enough shorts to squeeze on out, and ends up going the other way. It's not good to have something too crowded one way. Usually the opposite happens. I don't even know if I could agree with that, Casper. I mean, what if you were buying the $7 breakout? I mean, you really didn't have much time to get out of that thing, man. So, you know, I could understand, buying certain breakouts, like maybe an ABCD pattern, buying over, the D breakout pattern. But I mean, you're buying something that just put in a double top here. That's already overextended. You're gonna have a lot of profit takers here. Just wasn't a smart breakout over 7. I just don't see it there, not at all. So let's see, coming down to our $5 line here on JAN. I did say below that 450 line is backside for me. Just you know, I don't like seeing these def drops. I don't like seeing these def drops. You guys know, I say that all the time. You don't like seeing, def drops. Don't like longing after something like this. There's not even any borrows for myself to even get short, so it's not like I could look for a short. And I also did make this point too in the pre-market. Sometimes you have a great pre-market action, great pre-market tape, great pre-market volume, and then we open on up and all that just disappears. The bids are gone. The tape gets heavy. A seller pops up, and it goes the other way. So looks like that's what we're seeing here in JAN. Clearly, price action, momentum, volume has clearly gone the other way than what we were seeing in this beautiful pre-market action. Let's see what else we got going on. Because right now JAN not looking too great right now. KZIA, let's see. KZIA been a steady fader. Not much going on over there. Let's see how's MYOV looking. MYOV. Nice, MYOV. It didn't get to that 1380s mark, but nice little red to green here. Weak open and nice, rally back on up. So, nice little play there on MYOV if anyone caught that. Nice little move right there. And there's EYEG, guys. EYEG starting to move on up. So perfect, guys. I mean, right off the pre-market watch, week opens, found a base here. Kind of similar to the action we saw on Friday, but a little bit of a shorter time period here. Based up here, 1425. You got over VWAP, and volume came on in. So MYOV continuing to be a nice little play here. Nice. I saw Alex got long MYOV. How's SSI looking? SSI really nice, guys. Looks like I sold near the lows. I mean, I kind of knew it there. Obviously hindsight's 2020, but not shocking there on SSI. Once again, these weak opens are nice, guys. When you're looking for anything past the day one, I would recommend looking for weak opens to long. So we got a nice weak open here, 408. SSR got triggered. Put in a nice hammer candle here. Nice overview up, and here we got this push. So nice job if anyone got long here too. SSI, I was selling 430, so I wasn't selling at the lows, but kind of near the lows. All right, so here's JAN trying to make a push here. We'll see if we stuff here into VWAP. See if we stuff here into VWAP. Could be an area, whoever had borrows could look to maybe slam here, right around the $6 mark. Just be careful, guys, on JAN, guys. Just be careful. Uh, you know, it's tough to come back, from something like that. We'll see. And we'll see if 6 could start the base, to firm up a little bit here at 6. So, just because we broke over 6 doesn't mean it's basing over 6. It's got to retest a few times and hold on up on these pullbacks. So we got to see on these pullbacks, is 6 gonna base or is it gonna pull? So I want to see how we look on pullbacks. All right, a little bit of a pullback right here. See some big orders go through there. 615s. Let's see. So we want to see 6 start to firm up and base. Dang, I missed EYEG again. I missed EYEG right there on that pop. It came close. Was looking for more 720s. Hit 712. We'll see if it gets another pop. The later it holds up, the less I like it on EYEG for a short. Pal, I'm not really sure to pronounce your name. But I did mention it earlier. I'm not sure if you missed it. It is TradeNet. You should be very cautious using TradeNet. I did hear some mixed signals. Some people said they haven't gotten paid out. Some people say they like it. It's good. So hearing mixed signals from that service, just be cautious using it. But it is TradeNet. That's the account where you can get funded if you perform well. All right, let's see. Let's see JAN right here. Let's see if we start to base up here. Yep, Poseidon did post over in main chat. JAN has no shelves or warrants for anyone who missed that, so we don't have to worry about any current dilution on JAN. AQST, this did announce FDA approval, so we did have a nice catalyst here on AQST. Alright, so still just keeping an eye on JAN right here. Still just keeping an eye on it. AQST, really nice rally here. Nice little rally here on AQST. So I kind of forgot to go over this ticker in the pre-market. There's so many names I want to go over. Obviously, I'm not trading all the names, but just want to throw some tickers out there. But AQST, I did slip up. Forgot to go over this name. Really nice move so far out of the gates. All right, so JAN trying to get back over 6. Trying to get back over 6 here on JAN. Anyone using Trade Zero, there borrows on JAN. Let me know if there's some borrows over there on JAN. If you guys use like Speed Trader or Cobra or Trade Zero, any borrows. Yeah, none at CP either. So we'll see. Obviously, it's if we're looking the long, it'd be better if there was some more borrows going around. Without that, it's gonna be hard to really squeeze on out. Who's there to squeeze, right? So let's see. Yep. I think you might have been the one that mentioned that to me. KERN. That was one of the swing names I got over the weekend. I want to go over it right to second. Let me just see where it's at. That was one of the swing names that someone gave me over the weekend for possible reversal here. Had a few others too. I'll go over it a little bit later. All right, JAN. Let's see. Trying to hold 550 as that new line right here. Let's see that 550 line. Trying to hold this line. SPCE right here, looking for kind of a dead cat bounce here on SPCE. Guys, to see this one, kind of a beat chart on SPCE. Kind of a really beat chart here. Trying to find a base here around 750s. See if that one could ever, possibly curl on up on SPCE. One to watch for potential, bounce play. Just want to throw the name out there. All right, so let's see. Is JAN going to pick a direction, make a move here? Let's see. Coming back up to 6 here. Retesting 6 here. Guys, if I had to, give my opinion here on JAN, guys, this is, really a 50-50 at the moment. Really a 50-50 at the moment. Expected, or at least I wanted, better price action and volume. Just didn't get it. But the overall, low float, good catalyst here on JAN. Could definitely possibly rip. It's a thin name, so it doesn't take much to get going. But just really looking a little Looking like a little bit like a 50-50 here, guys. Looking like a little bit of a 50-50 here. So, I mean, why am I going to play something, that, I don't have, totally strong conviction at the moment here on JAN? I would say if you're playing it, I would say, if you want to play it here, I would say, kind of, risk at 550 line. If you're shorting it, I would say kind of risk the 625 area. I mean, I don't think anyone has borrows. If there were borrows, I would like it a lot better, but there's just no borrows going around. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Stock block, these def drops. Yeah, these def drops, just a lot of baggage now. A lot of baggage, stuck up here on JM. We kind of saw it on, what was it, EYEG? It was EYEG on, was this Friday? I think this one had a def drop. Yeah, EYEG kind of had this def drop, just, never really recovered from it. Did have, a retest, but just couldn't get over it. Let's see JN right here. DMPI halted. PECK, that's a former runner on PC, Peck. Oh, it is Peck. Peck's a former runner. I remember this name. Alright, so we have PEC, Peck halted here. Looks like we have a headline here on Peck. We did have a headline on Friday on PECK. Very thin name. Low float. Let me post this over in Discord chat for anyone want to read. PECK. What's going on with this mouse? Yeah, this one ran. You guys remember when KERN ran? These ones ran at the same time. KERN. What was this? 619. Peck. I think this was the same time. Let me see. Yeah, 620. You see these ran like a day after each other. So we do have some action going on here on Peck. So we could possibly see some sympathy go to Kern as well if this one, starts to go parabolic. What do we halted on really light volume on Peck. So let's see what this one does, on resumption. All right, Gary, you're short. JN6. Nice. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone who had brokers, so I guess your broker had some borrows. Nice. What's my requirement for a day 2 short to pop? I just look for a stock that that didn't close strong. So I don't like shorting day 2s that close strong. So I look for something that closed relatively weak. I like to see a gap down. I like to see a morning pop on weak baseline volume to short. I don't like seeing obviously strength on the level 2 in the tape. I like to look for weakness. EYG was a nice one. Just kind of did the same thing I did on another day. I just happened to miss it. I was looking at a different name and just happened to miss EYEG the short this morning. I'm not a fan of DMPI, guys. It's not a ticker I like on DMPI. It is. It's one I think I do have on the toxic ticker list on DMPI. It's not a good overall name. A lot of the days, it just loves giving back its gains. So many reverse splits. Not a good ticker on DMPI, but I'll keep it on watch. Alright, DMPI open here. Give it a look. Give DMPI a look. Not forgetting about JAN. Still keeping it on watch on JAN. Still keeping that one on watch. Alright, let's see. I want to see. I want to see PA. I want to see PEC too. I want to see how that one looks on resumption. Over on PECK. So I'll put PECK for a second up here. Still watching JAN on my other level 2, but just not seeing it at the moment. Alright, PEC is open here. PEC's one that's not hitting the scanner, so this one's kind of going unnoticed here on PEC a little bit. DMPI 120s. It's another crazy one, PEC. Another crazy one. One that you if you're gonna be taking it here on PEC, I mean you're gonna want to be on smaller size. You're not gonna want to be loading 3,000-4,000 shares on PEC. You're gonna want to be going much smaller size because your risk is gonna be huge. You're gonna have to be able to willing to lose 50 cents to $1 if you're playing this name. Kind of want to see it get a little bit more crowded. I want to see it getting a little bit more crowded on PEC. Just a little too thin at the moment for my liking. Let's see. Yeah, JAN at kind of on these last legs here on JAN. Let's see if $5 can hold on up or not. But just really looking weak there on JAN. I'm not ruling it out totally, but it is looking pretty weak there on JAN. DMPI, like I said, you'd be careful on this name. It is pretty toxic on DMPI. Likes to get back its gains. And for anyone new tuning on to the stream today, we do have a Discord chat. Links down below in the description. And if you guys don't know, we do this live every single day, Monday through Friday. This week, is Thanksgiving, so there will be no live stream on Thursday and Friday. So just a heads up for anyone. And if you guys have been enjoying Velocity streams, you just like Velocity in general, feel free to drop a thumbs up if you guys want to help support this channel. Would appreciate that. All right, pack here coming on down. If you guys are in, you probably want to see that $4 line. Start to firm up and hold. Let's see how some of the other names are looking. EYG, SSI, AQST. How's AQST looking? You see, guys, DMPI back at $1. Back at $1 on that name. AQST's trying to break out here. AQST trying to, make a nice little move here. Putting in a higher low, getting over 750. Could see AQST, go on a, nice little move right here. Called it a little late there, but there it is. There's AQST right as I was speaking. So kind of slept on that name on AQST. So let's see. Is it worth trading on Friday? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, it's like that's more. I would say Christmas Eve and the day after Thanksgiving are probably the only 2 days that the market's open that I won't trade on. It's just really dead. I mean, you're lucky to see if anything moves on those days. Just everyone's taking off. No one's really here on those days. I mean, you could give it a look, see what's gapped up, but it's personally I won't be trading on Christmas Eve or Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah, pack giving back. Yeah, so PECK here, giving back its gains right here. That's why you gotta be careful on these super thin names. So let's put AQST on the bottom level 2 here. AQST. We put JAN back on the top level 2. Has yet to crack on JAN. Has yet to crack that $5 line. Bryson Bailey. I don't really play options too much. We do have an options live stream. If anyone's interested in options or you guys, like trading options, go check out our options live stream. That'd be a question, Bryson, that I think Alex would love to answer. So if you guys type in, velocity trading options, you'll find them. Or you just go to our homepage channel, click on the sub channels, and you'll see him. He's live streaming right now. Area, how can I see your live charts at Discord chat? I'm not really sure what you mean by my live charts on Discord chat. Can you clarify a little bit better for me? So we'll see if Jan gonna make this kind of this bouncy ball pattern here. He's spoken about this pattern before. Comes down to our line, gets a weak pop, stuffs again, and then recracks that line. So we could see that bouncy ball pattern, take into effect here. Oh yeah, guys, this is it. It's just it. I'm only gonna see my charts and scanners. As I'm doing this current YouTube live stream. All right, Stockbuck. Hey man, you know what happens, dude. You're not gonna catch every single play. Don't beat yourself too much over it, man. Just learn from it, and when the next time that setup comes on up, just be ready to pull the trigger, and no reason to be scared. Just know your risk, and just trust in your setups. So it is almost 10:10 right now. Let's see. Let me see. So right now, AQST probably your best bet if you guys are looking for a trade or looking for something to scalp. I'd say AQST probably your best bet at the moment. If you're looking for a possible trade, good headline, pretty good volume, nice little chart set up here. So not a bad one to worth a look. Also, want to go over some of these swing names that some people someone DM me over the weekend and say, "Hey Nick, what do you think about these three swings right here?" As far as technical chart breakouts. One of them was JMIA. JMIA, kind of a beat chart here, looking for this reversal here. Kind of hard to see there, but pretty beat chart here on JMIA. Let me pull up the chart. So yeah, see we have a really beat chart here on JMIA. Starting to slowly reverse, found the base here at 5, trying to get back over 6. We could possibly see a rally. You get up to the 750 mark. If we close strong here, over this $6 mark, could see a possible rally here on JMIA. So not a bad eye there. Someone did point that out to me. Another one was a PRVB. PRVB, another nice one here. Putting in a side note AQST over 8. PRVB, putting in a higher low here, trying to get over 10. $10 is a big resistance mark. But I'm liking seeing the higher lows here on PRVB. So it's another one to keep an eye on. I'm not saying I'm swinging these guys, but someone just threw me like 5 tickers over the weekend, and a few of them I liked. So just throwing them out there. Another one was the Kern one I mentioned earlier. It's another former runner here. Trying to set up a little bit here in the chart. But it is a little bit lower in the float, so a little bit risky swinging some of these really low float ones. Just a few names. If I ever enter anything, I'll let you guys know. But just wanted to throw them out there. All right, let's see how's JAN looking. JAN has yet to crack yet, but still looking weak. AQST did break out over $8 there. Good one if anyone took this setup here. 750s. Risking the 725 line, not a bad trade right there. Alright, so a little bit of a slower period right now, guys. If you have any questions for me, I don't mind answering some questions. Kind of in a little bit of a low period right now. For myself, one trade on the day for me. I took a JAN long in pre-market. Keeping the streak going. Looks like maybe 13 days in a row for me. 13 green days in a row for me. So some really good trading for me lately. Hey Nick, what is your setup like? Thinking of getting a monitor or two on Black Friday. Yeah. So I have my main desktop, my main PC monitor. Then I have 3 monitors on the side. So I have 4 in total. A little extreme, guys. A little extreme. But I have one up for the live streams, and then I have one up for charting, one up for like all my level 2s and my main brokerage. And on the right side, I have scanners. And then I also have like a safety laptop in case I need to have my swing trading account up or something like that. So that's my setup looking like. I would say like 3 monitors is good. 4. I need 4 or plus, kind of pushing it. And it really depends on you. I mean, how many names are you watching? Do you have like another? How many services are you running? I have Trade Ideas. I have E-Trade. I have my Center Point. I used to have Bookmap. So it really depends how much things you got going on your screen. Depending on that, it's really determined on how many monitors you really need. Yep, I have a custom built PC. Yep. I think that's the way to go, gaming PCs. Definitely the way to go for trading, in my opinion. And there's JAN, guys. There's the crack on JAN, below 5 now. CLVS kind of getting really overextended now. I caught a piece of that, early on in its run, $4 or $5, but just getting a little overextended now on CLVS. So I think it's too risky, looking for a long up here on CLVS. Yeah, that was a really nice one there on CLVS. My favorite A plus chart setup on the long. I kind of like the kind of probably between my pre-market long and my wash trap and squeeze pattern. I would say one of those two are my favorite. I'm not sure which one I like better. Yep, stock block, another example. If def drops equal def, yep. Probably whenever a manipulator or an algo, ran this up, just, exited their position up here, and once they exited, the bids were gone and couldn't rally back. Probably what happened there. And whoever's running this up, they got to find an exit, and looks like their exit was right here on this candle. Nice payday for them. Let's see, Peck looks like a chat pump. Probably was, yeah. Probably was Peck. I know the specs of the PC. I'm not too sure, man. Not too sure. Not too sure. Just went to the Micro Center and asked, hey, can I give me your best custom built PC? And he built it for me. And I have no issue since. Knock on wood, because, I haven't had the best luck with computers in the past. Oh, I actually know that. It's Intel Core to i9, actually. I know that. It's i9. Forgot how much RAMs it has, but I definitely know it's an i9. I actually posted the details on it in chat if anyone wants to look at it. May have been, it was a while ago actually, so you have to really dig through my messages to find it. What's the biggest loss you ever taken? Man, I always get that question, and I really should go back and look at the details from it. But it was on, I believe it was HMNY a long time ago. I think like 2-3 years ago, HMNY. I don't know if I got caught in the offering or it was just a really big def drop. But, I chased it. It was a low float at the time. I just came out with a press release at like 9 a.m. And I chased it. I bought it like $10. And I don't know if they offered like right after the press release. So it was some really dirty crap. Went from like $10, it dropped to 6 in a matter of seconds. And I got caught up with, I think I had like 2 or 3,000 shares. And I lost about $8,000 on it. So that was like my biggest loss. It was like almost nine. It was like 8,500, 8,700. It was almost $9,000 loss on HMNY. So that was my biggest loss. Yeah, I don't know if it was an offering they came out with or that just someone was unloading, but it had just a nasty drop, and I chased it. It was on me. It was earlier in my career, so obviously I learned from it not to chase, and I don't like longing past 9 a.m. And I think it was a multi-day runner too. That's why I like longing day ones. I think it was a day 3 or day 4 on HMNY, and that overall that stock was so toxic. And that's why I come up with a toxic ticker list, guys, so I know which tickers to really avoid on the long side. I do that for a reason. That's why I didn't take DMPS on my toxic ticker list. Another one, Givo on my toxic ticker list. Another crap stock, Givo. NCTY on my toxic ticker list. NCTY down 16% for some reason. I'd have to look at the rest of my list, but those are some tickers on the list. CEI, I think CEI is now on the list. It's another toxic one. What was my biggest trade I ever made? Yeah, my biggest trade I ever made was on DCIX. I made just under like 30 grand on it on DCIX. that was my biggest trade on DCIX. I think it was like 27 or 26 I made on it. It was close to 30 grand on it. I swung it right before this massive rip. It was my shipper swing. Kind of, the prior year we had DRYS run, $100. It was a reverse split. Sub 1 million of float stock. DRYS still to this day one of the craziest strips I ever seen. Happened in November, so the following year I said, no, I'm gonna look for, a swing on the lowest float chipper. DCX had a reverse split, so got in like a week before this run, loaded up shares, and I sold it over $10. I held on to this one, and had a massive profit on it. You can see how high this thing ran. All right, so it is 10:22 right now. So I don't mind answering some more questions. If it's going to continue to be slow, I may wrap it up early today. Not really seeing much going on. Really, the top player at the moment is AQST up 20%. ARWR. Some nice action on these bigger names. Nice action there on ARWR. JAN just couldn't get it. This one had some good potential on JAN, but just couldn't get it. Volume and price action was too weak. Had a def drop. There was not really any borrow, so no one to squeeze on out. It's kind of the story on that one. Oh, so Sterling Trader just said JAN locates are now available on TZ. So hey, I'll keep it on watch throughout lunch, power hour. Maybe you could set up midday or late day on JAN. We'll see. Still said that 450 line is kind of that backside line, which is still looking too weak, so I couldn't get involved with it right now. I see. It's always funny, they always make like the borrows available right when the move kind of died. Oh wow, that's really expensive. Really expensive. Expensive borrows. All right. So, any more questions, guys? Any more questions for me? Not really seeing anything at the moment that I'm in love with. Yep, all knowing fool. AQST was an ABCD pattern. So you got our A, B, C, high or low, and then D, the breakout. So, good job pointing that over in chat on all knowing fool. Yeah, AQST I definitely think has some potential. Should I hang on to JAN? I would just throw a stop in there, Lou. Throw a stop loss in there, and just respect your stop loss. Because this thing could easily come down to where it started at. That's kind of the reality of most of these penny stocks. They eventually come, crashing down to where they started trading at. So, just throw a stop loss in there because it could definitely come down hard on JAN. Nice, Ricky. You built your own PC 3 years ago. Last at least 5 years. Nice. That sucks. Oh, maybe you're talking about my big loss. Yeah, it did suck at the time, but I learned from it. Learned from it. That was on me. The loss, obviously. I chased and I did a other bunch of things that I learned from, and now have rules set in place to prevent that from happening again. Jam Bruce, pecan or pumpkin or pecan pie? I'm gonna go with pecan pie. Bryson, I'm not sure if you didn't hear me, but I don't really do options in here. Head over to the options live stream and ask Alex. He would love to answer that question for you, bud. So, guys, I'm probably gonna give it like 10 more minutes. Maybe wrap things up a little early today because not really seeing any questions, and it's kind of a slow period right now. Unless we have something rip on up. If JAN starts to rip on up, I mean, hey, I'll stick around and commentate it, but kind of looking a little slow right now. Like I said, AQST probably your best bet at the moment. High amount of institutional ownership, 11 million in float, FDA approval news, FDA approval news, and the technicals are setting up pretty nicely here on AQST. So, hey, AQST guys, this could even be a possible swing trade. AQST could be even a possible swing trade this afternoon also. If this thing closes strong, hey, I may look for a possible swing on it on AQST. It does have some nice statistics, like the IO, like the float, like the news on it. All we need is a strong close, and AQST could be a swing trade. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just responding to someone. All right. WTD. I believe they do. Uh, I believe they do. They usually do. They usually have a lot of holiday sales. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would look around the time and usually see if they have a holiday sale, or you could message their customer support. They're really friendly over there. Love to match your ideas. And you could ask them if they're doing a Black Friday sale. But I'm like 90% sure they will be doing one. All right, Jeremiah, you're heading out. All right, have a good one. Uh, let's see. How long did it take you to become consistent? It took me, a year and like, 4 months, year and a half, a little over a year. Yeah, guys. So, yeah, uh, yeah, I did see that Ricky come to swinging it also. Yeah, definitely, guys. AQST. I definitely think this has potential for a swing if we close strong. I like I like I like swinging stocks that closing strong. Even if I have to buy a little bit higher, I still think it's worth it. So definitely I'll be watching it heading into this afternoon. All right, let me see. All right, so I'm probably gonna take these last questions here, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Hope everyone enjoyed. No trade since the market opens, but I did have a nice trade, JN in pre-market. If you guys want to see my entries and exits on that trade, uh, you guys could check over in Discord. 460s, and my last sell was right around $6. What did you see in the tape in level 2, which decided you to buy JAN? Yeah, so if you go back and look at the chat log, I did mention it. The bids were filling at 460s, and they were soaking that 460 area. So that was an area of interest for me. Right around this area right here, you can see even these candles. Sometimes you can even see it in the candlesticks. You'll see these lower wicks, these hammer candles. So 460s were refilling. What I mean by refilling, someone slammed the bids, and immediately they refilled. It shows a sign of strength on the level 2. Overall, the volume was fantastic. The baseline volume I'm talking about was really good for me. Met volume criteria for myself. So hope that that clears up your question. What's IO? IO is institutional ownership. All right, $160 loss to me. All right, you learn from every loss. You learn from every single loss. It's how you move forward after your loss. Make sure you're journaling your trades. You're seeing what you did right, seeing what you did wrong. How can you improve for next time? It's a part of the game, losing, guys. It's part of the game. Which TI templates are a must-have? I haven't looked at the ones they have. I would say this one's really a must-have. This is actually one they have. This is just statistics. You get the quick little statistics on any ticker. I think this is like a must-have. Gives you the float, institutional, but always confirm with a couple sources. So go check Yahoo Finance. Go check Finviz, or go check the actual the filings on BAM SEC for accurate float and IO. So I think this is a must-have. I would say all these are custom made. I made them myself, most of them. So I'm not really sure the ones they have. But out of the ones they have, this is the one I would say the must-have. All right, let's see. Any Canadians here? Yeah, I think we have a bunch of Canadians here. We have a lot of Canadians here. I know Casper's a Canadian, Ricky's Canadian, Dennis is Canadian. So a lot of Canadian traders. And I know some of them are using Trade Zero. I know Dennis uses Trade Zero. I know a lot of Canadians that use Trade Zero. SSI coming back. Yeah, SSI. Very strong stock. Awesome, man. Appreciate the support, dude. You've been here for 4 days. You love it. Awesome. Brandon, Toronto here. All right, yeah. There's Dennis. Dennis is here. All right. You guys can't come in here and spam and tell me I can't I can't show my level 2s and my scanners. I'm doing this for you guys. So if you're gonna, come in here and say, I can't, do this, I'm gonna have to ban you. So I'm doing this for you guys. I mean, and why are you coming in here and saying, I can't show my scanners? If anything, I'm giving Trade Ideas more business here. Actually, Trade Ideas actually live streams their own scanners. So I mean, they're doing it themselves. So anything, I'm giving them more business. So yeah, I'm gonna have to ban you. I mean, you spammed that a few times already. So I don't like banning people, but so how I'm just gonna roll here. Yeah, it's just how it is. It's gonna be haters, gonna be people not liking what you do, and just can't give them attention. I'm just gonna ban them. I'm not gonna give them the attention that they want. I'm just gonna ban them. In the past, maybe I, went back and forth with them, but I realized that's not how you're supposed to do with a hater. Just ban them and move on, right? You know? Exactly, yep. Not gonna give them any attention. Yeah, thanks, Drew. If you guys liking the live streams, guys, hit the thumbs up. Would appreciate that. Exactly, Jason. What comes success, comes hate. Totally agree with you there, man. Yeah, appreciate that, Ricky, man. You've been around for a while. You've been around since January. Appreciate that, dude. All right, guys. I'm gonna give it like a few more minutes here. I'm gonna wrap it up. So I'm gonna give like 2, 3 more minutes, and that's gonna be it for today's live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. And any DMs, guys, I'll get back to you right after I end the live stream. I know I get a lot of DMs during the live stream, so gonna get back to you guys once this ends. I found out about me from Emotional Trader. He gave you a shout out. Oh, cool. I'm not sure who that is, but thanks, Emotional Trader. Appreciate the hand. Thank you too, Richard Cole. Means a lot, guys. Means a lot, and all the constant support from you guys. EYG, yeah, EYG was a nice one. That was off the game plan. Short into pops, around that 720, 730 area, and it's been a nice steady fader since. Thank you, Lavinia. Hope you're having a good trading day. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here. It is 10:40. Kind of a slow morning. So far. JAN didn't really give too much opportunity other than that pre-market move. AQST on watch for potential swing. Let's see. EYG was a nice one if you guys caught that. And then MYLV and SSI were nice little back burner plays as well. So that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I would just say throughout lunch and power hour, just keep an eye on JAN for a possible reversal. AQST has some potential for a swing, so we'll watch it together on Discord. I'll be in Discord chat helping you guys out and chatting it up in there. So I'm gonna end it here. I hope everyone has an awesome day, and I'll see you guys all once again here tomorrow. Peace.